So why is the price on a store shelf often not the same as what you pay at the counter? The answer is sales tax, a small fee added to almost everything you buy. This video will take you through the essential facts about sales tax, what it is, how it supports public services, and why different items and locations have different rates. Understanding sales tax can help you plan your purchases better and save money. Alright, let's start with the basics. Sales tax is a small percentage of the price of an item that gets added on when you buy something. Imagine you're buying a new video game that costs $50. If the sales tax rate is 8%, you'll end up paying $54. That extra $4 is the sales tax. It might not seem like a lot, but it adds up, especially when you're buying more expensive items or lots of things at once. So then, why do we even have sales tax anyway? Well, sales tax helps pay for a lot of the things we use every day, even if we don't realize it. The money collected from sales tax goes to the government, which then uses it to fund public services. Things like schools, parks, roads, and libraries all benefit from sales tax revenue. Without sales tax, the government wouldn't have enough money to maintain these services. Now, you might be wondering, how do they decide how much sales tax to charge? Good question. You see, the sales tax rate can vary a lot depending on where you live. In the United States, each state sets its own sales tax rate. Some states have no sales tax at all, while others can have rates as high as 10% or more. On top of that, local governments like cities or counties can add their own sales tax on top of the state tax. So, if you live in a place with both state and local sales taxes, you might end up paying more. Let's talk about an example to make this clearer. Suppose you live in a state where the state sales tax rate is 7.25%. Then, let's say that a city in that state adds an additional 2.25% sales tax, making the total sales tax rate 9.5%. So, when you buy that $50 game, you're paying $54.75 because of the combined state and local sales tax. Another thing to consider is that not everything you buy is subject to sales tax. In many places, essential items like groceries and prescription medications are exempt from sales tax or taxed at a lower rate. This is because these items are considered necessities, and taxing them heavily would make it harder for people to afford them. So, now you might be thinking, what about online shopping? Great question. For a long time, buying things online was a way to avoid paying sales tax, but that's changed in recent years. Now, most online retailers are required to collect sales tax based on the buyer's location. This means if you buy something online, you'll likely see sales tax added to your purchase just like if you were buying it in a store. Now, let's take a look at how sales tax impacts businesses. When a store sells something, they collect the sales tax from you and then pass it on to the government. This means businesses have to keep track of all the sales they make and the taxes they collect. It's a lot of work, but it's necessary to make sure the government gets the money it needs for public services. Sometimes, businesses might even get a small fee for collecting the sales tax as a way to compensate them for the extra work. Also, did you know that sales tax can sometimes affect what you buy? For example, if you're deciding between two similar items and one is taxed but the other isn't, you might choose the tax-free one to save money. This can influence what products stores choose to stock and how they price their items. And next, let's think about how sales tax affects different people. For families with lower incomes, sales tax can be a bigger burden because they spend a larger portion of their money on tax goods. This is why some people argue that sales tax is regressive, meaning it takes a bigger percentage of income from low-income families than from high-income families. To address this, some states offer sales tax credits or rebates to lower-income families, helping to reduce their overall tax burden. So, what can you do to be smart about sales tax? First, always check the sales tax rate where you're shopping so you know how much extra you'll need to pay. If you're shopping online, look for sites that calculate sales tax for you at checkout. And if you're planning a big purchase, consider the sales tax rate in different areas. Sometimes, driving a short distance to a place with a lower sales tax rate can save you a lot of money. Another interesting thing about sales tax is that it can sometimes be used to encourage or discourage certain behaviors. For example, some places have higher sales taxes on things like cigarettes, alcohol, and sugary drinks to discourage people from buying them. These are called sin taxes, And the idea is that by making these items more expensive, fewer people will buy them. On the other hand, some places might lower sales tax on environmentally friendly products to encourage people to make more eco-friendly choices. On top of all that, sales tax can also play a role in business decisions. Companies might choose to set up shop in states with lower sales taxes to attract more customers. This can be especially important for businesses that sell big-ticket items, like cars or electronics, where even a small difference in sales tax can mean big savings for customers. So then, as you can see, sales tax is a lot more than just a few extra cents on your purchases. It plays a big role in how our communities are funded, how businesses operate, and even in the choices we make as consumers. By understanding how sales tax works, you can make smarter decisions about your money and maybe even save a little in the process. So, remember that sales tax is an important part of our economy. It helps fund the services we rely on every day, and it affects the way we shop and do business. Next time you're out shopping or buying something online, take a moment to think about the sales tax and what it means.